Until our last section, we discussed about the Azure Bird service, and we are done with it. And now we are jumping into repos. So once you go into the repos, you can see like there is something that it asks for to clone your repo to a local machine, which is nothing but your current project. So you can see that the URL is for this particular project. You can clone that with the HTTPS or the SSL that if you have, and you can also create a keys that you want, or you can directly clone into VS Code that you have, or the different kinds of editors that you have, which is very popular among the community. So you can use that as well. Or you can use the command lines, or you can push an existing repository from the command line, something like this. So you can do that as well. Or you can import the existing repository from the Git or the TFVC. So the one which we are going to be using is Git for this whole course, because as I said, we're not using the private project, we're using the public project. And I'm going to choose the source type as Git here, and I'm going to clone using the URL. So again, the URL that I'm going to be using is from the GitHub of Execute Automation, which is something that we have been using for all the courses in Udemy as well as in YouTube. And you can see there is something called as EA Netcore Parallel Test Azure. So this is the repo that we are going to be using for this whole course. And the repo is kind of very interesting. The reason is because there is a Selenium test over here. It's kind of very, very simple. We are going to be using that, and we're going to extend that as well in future. And this is the application that we are going to be testing using this particular Selenium test code that I have written. Right, so this is a .NET Core project, so we are going to be using this guy for this particular whole course. So I'm going to just copy the GitHub URL, so you can do that using this clone or download. I'm just going to copy this, it's going to copy into the clipboard, and I'm going to go all the way to this particular place, to the clone URL, and then I can paste this. And if you have an authorization, you can do that. And since it's a public project, I don't really have to have an authorization. I can directly import this. So once you do the import, what's basically going to happen is it's going to get all the source code from here, like this. It's just processing right now, the request. And then it is going to bring all the source code within our own dev.azure.com/executeauto/_git/ Udemy course project. So it has brought all the code within this particular project, and you can see that bingo, all our codes come in here. So this is exactly the same code. You can see the last change here, and the history. You can see what really happened. Just checked in like 2 hours before, and you can see the same thing is happening over here as well, right? 2 hours before the code has been checked in. So you can see the exact same thing using this particular repo. And you can see that it's kind of very interesting. You can see the README here, and you can see the contents, which is kind of very, very interesting. And now, if you go back to this particular Udemy course project, if I go over here, you can see that currently you can also bring the README file of your existing project within over here, which you can do by just clicking it, and you can see that it asks about the README files. So you can choose the Udemy course project, the one which you just imported. You can select that, and you can see this is the README file which is coming from here, this one, and you can just hit the save. So you can see now the README has been changed. The description remains same, but the README has been changed. So once you import into the repo, you can also change those stuffs over here. You can hit like if you want, and you can also ask your colleagues to hit like if they really like it. And I'm going to go to the repos here again, and you can see the whole code comes in. And also I can create a new file from here. I can navigate into the code as if like I'm navigating into an actual code. So if I just click this unit test1.cs file, you can see that it's kind of very, very intelligent. The braces is being formatted, and you can do all sort of jazz over here. And you can see the changes that you're gonna make is gonna come in as well. So if I just try to remove some stuff, or maybe if I just add something, you can see into the comparison of the highlight changes that if you want to, right? So you can do all sort of stuffs from here. And then if you go to the commits, you can see the commits that I have made. We can also browse the files from here. So if I hit the browse files for this particular commit, what are the different files which has been changed, you can see that from here. So all sort of stuffs that you can see with the commit files details, and you can search from here, and also you can click this particular click readme file to see the changes which has been made for that particular commit and what are the files which has been affected. You can see inline diff as well, and you can add the comment if you want for this particular commit that you would like to have within the team. Finally, the pushes. This is the push that you have made into your repositories. You can see that, and also you can go to the branches, and this is the place which I was talking about where you can see the different kinds of branches. You can also create a new branch and stuff from here. So we'll be discussing more about the branches and how you can create a different branch and how you can assign that branch within your board so that you can use that for that particular sprint, and then you can perform a check-in and how you can see the commit and all those stuffs in our next video.